tuned into the show
that informs, improves, and inspires racers everywhere.
The Northwest Race Report. The Northwest Race Report, brought to you in part by True Tech Automotive, Vancouver, Washington, home of the In the Family Racer Discount, and by Scott Seal Coat and Striping. For over 25 years, whether it's sealing or striping, you can count on Scott's. And by Product41.com. The Northwest Race Report is heard exclusively at TerryBridgesRacing.com. And now back to your horsepower and performance hosts, Terry Bridges, Glenn Tower, and Jeff Eden. Oh, what is going on, racers? Welcome to another edition of the Northwest Race Report. I'm your horsepower and performance host, Terry Bridges. And tonight, we're shaking it up a little bit. Sitting in with me, my main man, Mr. Glenn Lippy Tower. What's going on, Lip?
It's all good in the hood tonight.
And now, before you go, normally the loader is here, but he has got the flu. So we told him to stay home so he didn't infect us.
Absolutely.
No offense, loader. We love you, but no.
We just don't want to share.
No flu. Yeah, we don't want to share the flu.
Mm-mm.
So who did we bring in? All the way from Vancouver, Washington, our man in the field. He's kind of been a mystery as of late, but he's here now. Mr. Double M, Mike Michelson. What is going on, Mikey?
It's actually Woodland, Terry, but Vancouver.
Oh, it is Woodland?
It's close enough. We're close.
Oh, yeah, it is Woodland.
No, I'm just glad to be pinch hitting for the loader. I'll just try to...
Yeah, hey, I got to say, that shirt looks really sexy on you.
I know, right?
Wow.
It's good.
Got it going on.
I wanted to represent.
Yeah, and, do you have the can? Let me see that can right there. Tonight, courtesy of...
Corwin Beverage / Kendall's Distributing.
S'more Stout, Base Camp. I wish I could show it on the camera, but that's coming soon. We got some good news there. It's good beer.
Base Camp Brewing in Portland. It's excellent beer.
Yeah.
It is excellent.
Yeah, it's got a nice dark
it's a good
nut brownie kind of deal. So that's how we're rolling tonight. Let's see who P1 is tonight. It is... Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Northwest Kart Dates. Mr. Derek Biddle in the house. Kart Nation. How's your night? My night's okay. Yeah, not too bad.
Mr. Kravitron.
And you know who's... Yeah, third is Kravitron. Fourth is Mr. Glenn Tower.
Oops.
Hey, what's going on? Well, I'm going to tell you tonight, the show is... We're just going to kind of wing it tonight. It's just been crazy. We got some results from the one Moto, the big show that they had this weekend, and the clones from down. We got some results from Sanders Barn Burner down California. No, it's not Vancouver. Boo, Woodland, says Kravitz.
The Beavers.
The Beavers.
It's the mascot.
Oh, Vancouver is?
Woodland.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
The Woodland Beavers. Yes, sir.
Last week it was me that tore the wheels off.
No, he meant like the build dams, silly.
Oh, right.
I wanted the wheels to fall off early so we could have time to get the spares
You
out.
didn't even want him wobbling. So no loader. He's sick tonight. He's got the flu. So, but from all of us here,
Get well soon.
yes, absolutely. We're going to talk a little bit about why looks are important.
Absolutely.
Lippy, what do you got?
I have what is wrong with karting today. And just for a little feedback on that, I did a similar show 2 years ago, but I have different topics on the same thing. So stay tuned for that.
Well, that's awesome. I got to turn my phone down here because it's wanting to do all that crazy stuff. And I don't want you guys hearing all that neat stuff. But, yeah, our guest tonight, our Blue Line Graphics In the Seat live guest is going to be, we had him on last week, but he did such a great job there at the One Moto. We got Dominic Cameron here. He's going to talk to us a little bit about what it was like making the A main for only a second time against quite several pros. It was quite a night there. So we got a good show for you tonight. Lippy's going to be talking about what's wrong with the karting. Double M's just going to kind of freelance in motoring with Double M. So, it's sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes it's just kind kind of like that. How was your drive up?
It was good. The traffic was good. There was no problems.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Uneventful.
Yes, for sure. Well, that's a good thing, because if you were coming like Ronnie was the other day, he went like 3 miles in 47 minutes or something like that.
I wouldn't be filling in if that was the case too often. Just letting you know.
Yeah, that would be a bar. Ooh, beat Rutledge in the house. So yeah, we got some. We also got some really big news coming from down south. So it's going to be. We got some. You're going to hear it here first. You might have already heard it, but still, it's pretty exciting news. I know I'm super excited about it, and so yeah. That's what's going down.
JP Karting in the house.
JP, what's going on, my main man? So, what do you think, Double M? Should we get some results done?
Yeah, let's get those out of the way for sure.
Get her on.
It's time for Winner's Circle Wednesday, brought to you by Tees and Tops.
Well, first of all, we the barn burner down at Sanders. Looks like they had what 4 classes. And it's got to be winding down, right? The indoor down there's got to be winding down.
Is it down there or over there? Which one is it?
Well, Sanders. I think it's down in California. I think Sanders Barn Burner.
Okay.
The clones: Mitch Cornelius, Al Garoso Jr., and Buddy Shelton. Your top 5. Our main man Shane Wiggins was 4th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Tim Cruz 5th. Pure Stock: Phil Goulart, Jennifer Corder, Christian Hickman, and Greg DeMaria. And Nick Lawrence rounded out the top 5. Stock appearing went to Richie Goulart, Kyle Larrabee, Vince Klein, Brett Barner, and Christian Hickman. So, yeah, that's pretty good stuff. You get it? Yeah, okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. You got to get...
it got away.
And in flat carts, it was Connor Cruz, Elizabeth Porter, Amali Van Hoff, and Blaine Walls. Emily Van Hoff. Yeah. So they only had 4 in that, in the junior flat carts. Sorry, Ronnie. Flat carts. Flat carts. Oh, no. Hunter Hanna, Allison Furtado, and Liam Richardson rounded out. That's what went on at
nice. Sanders
Barn Burner. So, yeah. Clones are strong everywhere, right?
But here.
Isn't that strange?
It is. Not complaining.
Or is it?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, KTs are only popular here and nowhere else. So clones are popular everywhere else, but not here. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And racetracks are popular everywhere else,
but
they're not here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because we're struggling big time.
Yeah.
To find a spot for CKA.
Yeah. Thank you, government.
Yeah, it's crazy. But well, let's talk the one a little bit. You know, I've been to Salem many times. I have never in my life, I don't even think at the fair, seen that many people in that facility there. It was, you couldn't even see, I posted some pictures. Go to the Northwest Race Report Facebook page and you can see some of it. I mean, what was the grid? You couldn't even see it.
No, it was standing room only.
It was all the way around. Yeah. And there, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. And so, yeah, I mean, it was all the way around. You know what my guess is? What did it? The beer garden.
The trunk of my car?
No, but I mean, they did have a beer garden.
Oh, the real beer garden.
They had a beer garden there. It was right behind the announcer's booth there. But it was 2 or 3 deep all the way around. Quick story is funny. So I worked turn 2. I say I worked.
You were out there.
I was out there. Those guys rode good. There wasn't a whole lot. And they just have local caution. So I'm there and I get this, my phone buzzes. I go, oh, what's this? And the message says, you wave that flag like you're gay. And I have to double take, and I look, and it's Michelson over there. So I'm like, where are you, jerk? We're right behind you over there. Dang it. No, it was pretty cool. So, yeah, tons of bikes. The show, I guess, for those of you that don't know about it, was held in Portland. They had over 100 different bike makers from all over North America, and then they had like 45 bike artists and all kinds of crazy different. But it was for crazy and unique and not the ordinary bikes. And it was a way. Their claim was it was a way to bring everybody together in a time where there's not a whole lot going on. 60,000 square feet building. It's an old foundry. They had live music. They had food. They had craft beers. It had to be a cool show. I don't know. The weird bike, I don't know. Maybe it was cool. I didn't get a chance to go, but it's pretty close to Woodland. You didn't go?
Where was it?
It was in Portland off of Columbia Boulevard.
Like at the Expo Center or something?
No, it was Columbia Boulevard. It was an old foundry that they used, and they I guess they hooked it up. But
so the thought was the show was during the day, and then everybody came.
Correct.
Out at night. Well, it worked.
Correct. Yes.
Definitely worked.
Yeah, and even a lot of the riders, I think, were up there, visiting the show too.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, it was a big the bike show was a big draw. It's just like the what do they have the Roadster show every year that comes through Portland and goes to Seattle,
right.
Different things like that. So that's basically what it was, but all day long they were being blasted with the race that was happening down in Salem. So that's what drew the majority of the numbers on. And I don't know if you guys saw it too, but Doc from Doc's Photos, he was taking pictures as he got close to the fairgrounds, and the backup went all the way out onto the streets.
It did.
In the surrounding communities with people just trying to get into this place. It was crazy.
I mean, this seems like it's similar to the BK, and I can tell you that I'm not like bashing our karting community, but this was probably 50 times bigger than the BK.
My God!
Sure.
It didn't even hold a candle. I mean,
it's huge.
I mean, it's crazy when you pull in there. There was a line of cars clear out to the street.
People were parking in that field out there.
Yep.
There was that many people there. It was impressive to see.
It was. I mean, talking with Jason, he did say there was some damage and stuff. People hopping the fences. One of the fences, they actually like ripped it or cut it somehow and folded it back so they could get in. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know. There had to be what, 5,000, 6,000 people there.
I think there was 5,000 there last year. I would guess that there was close to that. I mean, you couldn't even walk around the place. It was insane.
Even on the straightaways that were packed in against the fence.
Oh yeah,
So.
Yeah, I know. And the they put bleachers around turns 1 and 2.
They're awful.
They were packed. And what was cool was I went live a little bit, and Swires got on there, and he looked and he goes, "Man, I love the Harley banners on the walls. It just looked cool. It really did. And they put 2 lights, the portable lights right there, and they turned those on. It was going on. It was a sharp. Somebody's cha-chinging all the way to the bank. Now I don't know about the beer garden and where that went, but
I don't know. Banners on the wall are cool, but I'm always afraid I'm going to knock them off. So,
well, you really?
Yeah.
You're up that high?
Sometimes
He gets put up that high.
He gets put up that high. Yeah. So it was pretty good. So here's the results from actually we had a Friday night. They even went. They had like 30 some classes on Friday.
Wow.
But we're sparing you that. We're just going to give you this is the Pro 450 class. Sammy Halbert was your winner from Graham, Washington. Brad Baker from Tacoma. Scott Baker from Chehalis. Davis Fisher from Warren, Oregon. Kurt Hawk. Jacob Lehman. Jake Burton. Chris Mott from Portland. Wyatt Anderson from Spanaway. And Cole Fredrickson. That was your top 10. Just out were Dave Kolstad.
Oh.
Who he used to be the promoter at Rainier from Sumner, and our own Dominic Cameron from Klatsk he was 14th. So, boy, they had a lot. I mean, they had a ton of bikes. Ton of bikes. I counted 41 in the pro division for Saturday night.
Jeez.
Alone. And there was 36 in the hooligan class. So, yeah. we got a long way to go to catch those guys for sure. And looking at some of the equipment, they've got every bit as much in their equipment as we got, maybe.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I was talking to a couple people about that, and the thing is that, I mean, even Lippy knows, you go buy a newer, nice KT go-kart, you're going to spend, what, $3,500 probably?
Yeah, for a new one, yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
You can go buy a motorcycle for $1,200 and go flat track.
Yeah.
I think the cost is still lower. Maybe not when you get up into the pro class, but still, I think the cost is just lower. And I don't know if that's why there's so many people there or what. But.
Well, I just think, I mean, honestly, if I had to take a guess, I'm just going to assume that flat track motorcycles has just got a bigger following. I mean, that's right. I mean, it's in the limelight. It gets a lot of
been around forever.
Yeah, and it gets a lot of TV stuff. I mean, as bad as it sounds, I mean, karting's still kind of in the closet to some degree, and there really is no pro level.
Nope.
And that kills it because it doesn't really get the notoriety that I think it deserves. But
we have pro levels; they're just not out there.
Yes.
So, and not to take anything away from motorbikes at all, but you add two more tires into the equation, and you've got two more headaches. So it's a little easier to run a motorbike than it is a kart, but how much I don't know because I haven't ran a motorbike.
Well, how many entries did we have at BK for UAS? 32?
Yeah, that's pretty good. So we're not that far off. Yeah. 9 off or so. Yeah, that's true.
It's all the support classes that really swamp everything.
And it's the fan. I mean, that's the front gate again, what we're talking about.
They're bringing in the spectators.
Yeah, they put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
And if we could do that.
Oh, we'd be golden if we
really would. I mean, there'd be a lot of happy campers.
We just got to bring back the fights on the straightaway, and we're good.
Yeah, well,
just kidding.
Just what we need.
I'll see if I can work on that Saturday.
Just kidding.
So yeah, so we're gonna start. We're gonna give you some of the results from the one moto show from Saturday night, and kicking it off was the 50
cc.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So coming in first was Aubrey Armstrong. Jason Medcalf was second, and Racely McCoy was third in that. And then we had 65cc, which you'll see in the motorcycles. There's like 30 classes, so
nice.
Bear with us.
60, 65, 67.
68.5, pro, novice, vintage. So the 65cc class, Violana Humphrey was 1, and Alejandro was number 2 in that.
Yeah, and then Vintage Open Expert was Tim Ricketts, Skylar Gore, and Michael Hill. Our own Michael Hill there.
Nice.
On the show a couple of years ago.
The missile.
Cool. So Open Sport, Cody Kopp came in first. Clay Patterson was number 2. And Sid Reed came in third in that race, and that was Open Sport.
And Vintage Twins, Rick Burkett, Chris Fitzhaw, and Julian Hepakazan. Wow, that's right. Rick Burkett, I think he's the no, this is Burchett. So I don't know, Burgett, if they spelled it wrong, I don't know, because there's a Rick Burgett that was the man, the Iron Man. But
cool.
We'll see.
So Super Hooligans, now those are cool bikes, Terry. Did you go look at any of those?
Yeah, they were fresh, dude.
Cool.
They were cool.
I mean, they're not as fast as the 450s, but they're just the cool factor.
Yeah, they are, and they were the old school. Everything was all polished up. Yeah, they were nice. They were
awesome.
Super nice.
So in that race, first place was Andy DeBrino, came in first in that one. Brad Spencer was second. Mikey Hill was third. Jordan Baber was fourth. And Chris Wiggins rounded out the top 5 in your Super Hooligans.
Sweet. Yeah, and that was one of the 2 big classes there.
36 entries.
Vintage Open was Leon Beard, Richard Spears. I don't know if that's the same one or not. That wouldn't surprise me. James Zappe and Jeff Rankin and Ketty Brown rounded out. That was your top 5 for the Vintage Opens.
Nice. In the women's, we had Cora Scott won that. Frankie Minshao was second, and Abby Armstrong rounded out your top 3.
What number does it show what number she was, the winner?
18.
Okay, because there was a 55 there that was running, a girl, and she was killing it. I think it was Halbert's girlfriend.
Oh.
And she was rolling it. Really rolling it. Vintage Light went to Paul Welsh. William McDonald was second. Third was Tim Niles. Fourth, Gary Inman. And fifth was Bob Hayden.
Cool. Vet Open. Dave Hayes won that. Clay Patterson was second. Rory Whitney was third. And Pete Metcalf rounded out your top 4 in your Vet Open.
There she is right here. Women's expert. It was Sandria Shipman who was, she could roll it. Amy McCoy, who I think that's Amy Pruchinsky. Her dad, Steve Pruchinsky, was a heck of a rider who passed away here just a couple of years ago. But she rolled really good. And Julia Hess was third. Fourth was Maddie Keller. Fifth was McKenna Hyatt from Camino Island.
Cool. 85 cc's. Olin Kistler won that.
Stud.
K.O. Meixner was second.
Another one.
Talus Sather was third.
Another one.
And T.J. Wetley was fourth.
That's
Sounds like a stat class.
It was a stat class. Those kids, all of them can ride. Mad Dog, Clay Patterson, K.O. Meixner, and Tanner Dean were top 3. Fourth was T.J. Welty. Fifth was Jacob Holden.
Nice. Super Hooligan Fun. I'm not sure what that is. You know what that is?
I don't Super
know.
Hooligan Fun.
2, 4, 6. There were 7 entries in that. Jim Garcia won that. Bruce Tia was second, and Josh Johnson rounded out your top 3 in your Super Hooligan Fun.
I think it might be like the Mad Dog, because the Mad Dog's like a pit bike
like
class,
fun,
right? You just
for
ride
fun.
the little ones, big ones, whatever you got.
Did you see the guy out there on like the old Honda Trail 70?
And he rolled pretty good, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. There's a lot of cool stuff they do. And the Pro Unlimited. This was for the $10,000 to win. That went to Sammy Halbert from Graham, Washington. Joe Kopp was second. Third was Davis Fisher. Fourth was Jacob Lehman. Fifth was Brad Baker. Sixth was Kurt Hawk. Seventh was Andrew Lucker. Eighth was Scott Baker. Ninth was Wyatt Anderson. 10th was Jake Burton. 11th was Eric Beers. 12th was Chad Cosi. And 13th was Dominic Cameron. And, last year was Dominic's first year running.
Wow.
He makes the show.
Wow.
What is he, 15 years old?
That's impressive.
I mean, he's a pretty good rider. So, and that was his goal. He just wanted to make the show, right? I mean,
anytime you go to a big race, just making the show is part of the deal. Look at the BK.
Yeah.
Just getting in the show is all.
It really
all
isn't.
about.
And I think this is even. I mean, we you look at Halbert, you look at Kopp, you look at Fisher, Bakers. These are all, I think, former number 1 plate holders in the AMA. I mean, these guys are no joke.
Right.
So, but $10,000 to Sammy Halbert, that's not a bad payday for a Saturday night.
It's all right.
It's all right.
We got one more, 250 Sport. Cody Kopp won that. Joey Costco was second. And K.O. Meixner was third. And Owen Kistler rounded out your top 4 with those guys. So
nice.
it was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
I had a good time.
Yep. It was pretty good. And it's nice when you can go and maybe enjoy a race rather than, sometimes when you're there, it's just, you enjoy it, but it's kind of hectic. You're always just running. What do we do? What are we doing? Are we up? Did you do that? Did you tighten this? Did you check that? I mean, it's just kind of...
It's probably going to cost me some doctor bills, though, because I want to do it. I need to try it really bad.
Really?
I really do.
Well, you know who you can talk to give you some lessons.
I heard Rick Grout might have one floating around in his garage.
Correct. But you know who can teach you?
YouTube?
No. Mr. Fowl.
No way.
Listen to me. Phil Fowl was a Class C expert.
We're kind of enemies right now, so I can't talk.
And he is he hadn't been on a bike in 30, I think it was 33 or 35 years. He hadn't been since he'd been off one. He was standing at one of these races, and Bultaco Bob comes up to him and says, "Hey, are you Phil Fowl?" He says, "Yep, I sure am. Man, I want you to ride one of my bikes." So Fowl pulls out his steel shoe, and he runs in the Masters class. And he goes out there after 33 years, 34, 35 years not being on a bike, and he wins the Masters Championship. Yep. And he fell down one of the events. He fell down, and he says, because, you get so used to ripping around on a go-kart. He says you almost have to slow yourself down a little bit. Kept the clutch in, picked up the bike, ran the dude down, lost by inches at the stripe. That was on a 360 Bull Taco running against this big stuff. I mean,
Wow.
dude can ride it, man.
I'll get some lessons.
Yes, he would be your guy.
All right.
I'd go to Grout.
To get the bike?
Well, and for the lessons.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you know, Foul just ran into a few people.
He did?
Maybe.
On bikes or on carts?
Yeah,
Both.
on bikes.
Both.
Who did he hit? I didn't see who he hit.
I don't know.
I didn't. No, really. Wait, me on the BK?
No, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
Yeah. Well, the choice is yours.
No, I want to do it.
The performance is proven.
Well, I'm just saying that Rick has a bike, so it would behoove him to ask for, guidance from the person that has a bike.
Oh, yeah. But I'm sure I'll
That'd make him feel
almost guarantee you that Grout will say, oh, no, you probably want to go talk to Fowie if you want to learn how to ride it.
The good thing is I can ride in the 40 and over class now, so
You're in like Flynn, Masters, here you come.
Did you have a birthday or something?
I have.
Did
one,
I miss that?
I have one every year in September.
Oh, it's in September?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks for the.
So you're 40 over? You're 40 now?
Yeah, I am.
40 or more?
No, 40.
Oh,
Let's not rush it.
a mere child.
Mere child.
Hey,
I remember
I
those
feel like
days.
I'm 25, so that's all that matters.
Hey, there you go.
I do too, but let me just tell you, it gets harder and harder to cash that 25-year-old check. Let me just say,
Yeah, there you go.
you know,
Watch out about the rectum.
yes, sir.
Wrecked them once, they'll wreck them again.
Speaking of birthdays, mine is Saturday.
No.
I'll be double nickels.
Damn.
55. I get my senior discount. You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Wow, you're an AARP member?
I am, and I've got a card. I have got a card.
Damn.
I'm telling you, believe me, I'm gonna milk that discount for all I can.
I'm hitting the 5-0 this year.
Are you really? You're gonna be the 5-0 Fab guy,
Not looking forward
Kevin
to it.
Bridges Jr.
Not looking forward to it. He's my right-hand man, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Wow, Daryl Kelso
Yeah, he's been around.
slacking tonight. Onboarding process for a new construction job that is brutal. Oh, yeah, he's putting up phone antennas for AT&T.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to build us a nice, slick little Wi-Fi deal so we can be sure we can broadcast from anywhere. So Scott Keeney says, old man, got my first senior discount at 45. Wow, are you kidding? Hey, thanks, JP. Appreciate that, man. I wish you were up here to go party, but I can't. I got to go to my mom's on Sunday, so I can maybe stay for a little while. But
There you go.
yep, I'm gonna go have we're having
Whatever it is.
soup, Manhattan supper soup. Have you ever had that?
No.
It's muy bien, muy bien. But yeah. So yep, our Blue Line Graphics in the seat live guest is going to be Dominic Cameron. He'll be calling us about the 7:30 hour, so we're going to get a chance to talk to him and get his feelings on how it went this weekend for him. It had to be exciting. He had a couple stickers. Hopefully, you guys saw those on.
I
if you
did.
go to the Northwest Race Report Facebook page and check those out. Here's the deal, too. I gotta thank Brian Esquini a lot. You know how sometimes I have my website up, and it was really cool. But I had, you think, oh man, I had this thing in my mind, but I can't do it. So I've bought one, and I bought this thing, the Elementor, the thing's supposed to make, they make it sound like, oh yeah, anybody can do a website with this thing, you just go. I screwed up more crap. So finally I called the Squinty. I said, hey man, can you put up, the one that you kind of did? Because I'm tired of screwing up. So he's working on that. He's working on getting it so you guys can have a page and post your stories and stuff on it. So he's doing some extra stuff for us. So that's in the works. So I promise it'll be a lot better looking website when Brian's done with it. Cool. Than after I got through it. Because I had to call him and say, hey, I I can't get in. I chop something off or something.
Did you tell him you're going to be 55, so you need some help on the website?
Yeah, right. Elder support system.
I love you guys. You guys are great.
I love Brian Esquinia. It's not like he has enough to do, but thank you for saving us.
Yes, he does quite a little bit for the Northwest Race Report for sure. But
BLG in the house.
Yep. And I didn't know he got on Crumb's ride.
Oh, nice.
He did his Crumb's rap, and I guess he loves it. And so Crumb is roommates with one of the I think he's World Outlaw guys. So we may be seeing Blue Line World Outlaws.
Damn, they're going big time now. They're going to forget all about us.
I know. They're going to forget about, the guys that kind of, no, they haven't forgot. They take good care of us.
I know. We love Brian Esquinia and Joe Ransom. So
absolutely. Smoking Joe's going to be a contender, man.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
So what are we doing? I guess it's going to be time for Lappin' with Lippy.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lappin' with Lippy, brought to you by Scott Seal Coat. For all your sealing and striping needs, get a hold of Scott Seal Coat. We can stripe it or seal it. Whatever your needs are, just give Scott Seal Coat a call and we'll make it happen. All right. Thanks, everybody. So, as I said at the top of the show, this is going to be going back 2 years. I did a similar topic like this, and it went over well. This one is, kind of the same deal. So, it is, everybody seems to have an opinion on what is wrong with kart racing today. So, here's mine. The first one, number one, parents. For everyone, realistically, level-headed and pleasant parents out there, there's also 2 or 3 that are just ridiculously over the top, at the fence, hollering and screaming, making a spectacle of themselves. It doesn't equate well. So if that's you, stop doing it and just be thankful your person is out there. Your child is making laps and staying in the lead lap.
Well, and they're doing the best they can. Well, you can only be as good as you can be at that time.
Exactly. I hate to break it to you, everyone, the likelihood of any of the children actually making a living off of kart racing, highly improbable. It's not going to happen. However, they will learn from how their parents act at the track, and that is the key factor here. In victory and in defeat, learn to be graceful in both. Nobody likes it, but it happens, and that's the way it is. And learn to be graceful about it. Don't throw a stink. Don't make a big show about it. Either way, whether you win or lose, it's not pleasant for everybody else. I've noticed most parents do not see what their child does. They only see the good things their child does and overlook the bad things that their child does. Therefore, it makes the contact with other racers, they justify it. But when other racers younger than them or older than them make contact with theirs, it's a big deal. The world has just ended. So, many will teach their kids to do the bump and run, which I don't agree with. It's not the best way to do it.
Two bumps?
It's two bumps.
Two bumps
Two
and
bumps
a
and
dump.
a dump.
I like 3 bumps and dump, but still, it's just not the good way to do it. It's at least let them learn it on their own and don't teach it to them. It's give them a chance to mature before you start doing that. But they don't understand when it happens to them. They don't get why it happens. But they teach it to their kid teaches it to another kid, and the next thing you know, it happens to them, and they don't like it at all. So many are willing to cheat to win. This is a big one for me. What are you truly teaching your kids? You need to cheat to win. You don't need to do that, and you shouldn't be teaching your kids to do that. It's not the best way to do it. What do you gain by yelling, screaming, and arguing in front of your kids or after a race is over? It's just not a good thing to do. The race is over. Your kids already accepted what's happened and moved on from it. You should do the same thing instead of making a big show about it. So number 2, shows take entirely too long, and I agree with this. I even fall victim to this. So I'm writing this from both sides of the chapter on this. Most of them, it falls on the promoter. Racers are at the racetrack, and they're set up for a schedule. Stick to it. So stick to your schedule, and if you start 30 minutes late, don't make it the reason and expect your racers to hurry up because you started the show late, okay? Don't hurry them because of something that you chose to do, which is more than likely you're unable to even figure out why you started that late. So I can totally relate with this. It's just being behind the 8 ball, and don't make it your racer's problem. You deal with it and let them keep racing.
Hey, Lippy,
yes,
can I just inject in there that and everybody says you can't really do that, but like a day sheet, I believe that can be done early. I mean, that could be done a week in advance. You could say, hey, okay, at 1 o'clock, we're going to do this. We're going to be, bang. We're going to do this. And I think that goes a long way in helping the people. If they've got a sheet to go by, they can somewhat prep. Now, granted, things change and sometimes it happens, but you can still get on there and say, hey, I know the schedule says this, but, we've got a little problem here, we're going to do that, but we're going to try to get back on schedule. So, here's the deal. But I mean, I think if you have that right at the beginning of the day, not only is your day well planned out, it just helps from you having the answer. When are we going? Or what all that stuff.
That totally, I agree 100%. That was my next thing. It stops the stupid questions when I walk through the pits and I get asked 50 times, are we going to be starting soon? They don't have to question it because there's a schedule out. It says that we're going to be starting at this time. It's not that time yet, so they know that we're not ready to start. I agree with that 100%, and it should be done more. I fail to do that, but it may be something that definitely happens in the near future. And so if a racer takes too long, if a race takes too long due to cautions or what have you, you just have an unruly group, the best thing to do is just end the race. End the carnage, save people's equipment. Sure, you're going to piss some people off, but you're also going to make the point that you're out there to race, not to wreck each other. So if you guys can't get it done, your race is done. We're going to go on to the next one. And then maybe on the next race when they're out there, they're going to think a little bit more about how they're going to race and less about how they're going to wreck each other. So, we're just going to shut the race down a little bit sooner, and we're going to go on to the next group that might be willing to race a little bit more and wreck a little bit less. So that was second on my list. Third on my list is, the constant whining and complaining. No promoter wants to upset the people for making calls on the track. However, it's part of the day. So, take responsibility for your actions. And you may not agree or like the call, but once the call's made, it's a call. It's been made. It's not going to get changed. Man up and head back to your pit and start getting your stuff ready for the next one, and don't make that mistake again. And, remove yourself from the track. If you don't like the situation, you don't like the atmosphere you're in, then load up and go home. That speaks volumes to a promoter. And also you might get your point across. But on the other hand, for myself, once I make a call, I do make a call. I rarely ever go back on it. It's just not good call making if you do that. Obviously, if I have replay, that might be different, but I don't, so that hasn't happened. Also, if you're constantly whining and the likelihood of, let me rephrase that. Also, if someone is constantly winning, the likelihood of them cheating, which is everybody's jump to if I can't beat them, they've got to be cheating. That's not always the case, people. I'm going to say that 85% of the time it is super not the case. They've just figured out something that the rest of us hasn't. So it just means we've got to work harder, look harder, and try and find what we're missing, because they've obviously found it and we can't and haven't found it yet. So, keep that in mind. It's not because they're cheating. It's just because they found something. Promoters are not exempt from this. This is a problem I've faced several times over the years. Rusty and I do well out there. Automatically, people think that we are cheating, and it must be that because, there's no reason we're that good or that fast. Sometimes it's because we're there on Sundays after everybody else has gone home, and we're still out on the track with our junk making it work. So when we get there the next time, yeah, we got the upper hand. Sorry, but that's the way it works. Join a club, and you too can do that. Whining about getting your carts and losing money. Wait a minute, where did this go? Promoters are not always exempt from this. And whining about not getting carts or cart counts and losing money is nobody's fault but your own. Instead of complaining about it, seek the help of the people that go to your racetrack and find out why they're not showing up. Find out why they're not racing at your facility, instead of just constantly complaining about them not showing up at your facility. It has to be something you're doing rather than something that they have found to do. So my advice to you is to, if you're a promoter, go to your people and say, what's it going to take and why aren't you here? And that might help you out. Number 4 on my list, too many classes. And this we struggle with at our club. We constantly go up and down about it. Thankfully, we haven't hit this number yet, but realistically, you should only have 10 to 11 flat cart go-kart classes. Sorry, Ronnie.
Did you say flat cart?
I possibly might
Are you
have.
shopping at Home Depot?
Because it was on my notes, but I will change it before the next one. So there's no need for each class to have a pro class. You're going to be racing the same people that are in your regular class. So what's the point of having a class and then a pro class to go along with it? We've done away with that around here, but a lot of places around the U.S. still promote that one. Ridiculous fees. So paying to park half a mile away from the track in a hayfield with horse dung. A racer should be getting a free parking for that, and not having to pay for the pleasure to push their stuff a half a mile to get to the facility. I understand if there's utility hookups, concrete pads, special benefits. However, that's stuff that should be paid extra for. But a promoter that's just grasping at straws to get extra money, that's just wrong, and not the way you want to build your base. Is off of the back of the people that are supporting you each and every weekend. Raising the entry fees also for specialty races. If you can't have a big race and take the risk all on yourself, and you just or you haven't found the sponsors to help you out, to just fleece your cart base is just not the way to do it. It just doesn't build good rapport, and it isn't going to make people want to come back because you raise the rates just because it's going to be a big race. That's not just fair to everybody. A little bit goes a long ways with us carters, I'm telling you right now. Having racers pay more for the chance to win big money just seems off for me. If you're going to offer it, but don't charge us a bunch more to make up for your offering. You offered it, you back it up. Cart minimums, that really pisses me off. When you put a cart minimum on the class, you're going to pay X amount of dollars, but you have to hit a minimum on the class to get there. Come on, people. It's your decision to throw that race. It's your risk, so take it. We take a risk every weekend showing up at your track to run our junk out there to make you look good. So, make your risk on us, stand up for it, and when you want to put the money on the line, people are going to support you. But if you put it on the line and don't hit your minimum and pull the money back, people are just not going to keep showing up. So take the risk on your own and make it happen. Deception. This is a big one for me. This is something that happens a lot, and I'm very unhappy about it, but it's what happens out there. So I see it on a daily basis on the for sale sites. 2016 Recon chassis only has 5 races on it. Never been bent. Has anybody heard that before? It's just not true, you know. When it comes to the truth, the thing has probably had a full season on it, and realistically, it probably is bent or at least been upside down. So, you know, have some integrity, people. And, you know, when somebody else is getting into the sport or maybe trying to upgrade and you want to peddle your bent, broken, or whatever it is parts, just to get rid of them so you can buy the next greatest thing, you're only hurting your sport by passing it on to some unsuspecting person that's, you know, maybe been in it for a while or just getting started, and they're going to end up with a bunch of junk that they can't make work and get discouraged and go motorbike racing or onto something else because you sold them a bunch of stuff that's no good. So man up, you know. If it's actually got that on it, then write that. If it doesn't, if it's got a full season on it, then write it's got a full season on it. And don't write that it's not bent when you know that it's bent. It's just common sense and good for the sport. So, you know, reflect on that a little bit and think about it next time before you do it. Also, people, quit saying social media is ruining our sport. And this, I've been on both sides of this, so this is my feeling on it this time around. It only hurts those that do wrong. If your track or your promoter is screwing people, people should know that they're getting screwed so the next person doesn't. If it's a track and it's just an off night and the supporters have a bad time, you know, when they get online and start to make a big stink about it, the rest of your base is going to stand up for your track and say that's just not so. That's not what happens at our track. Yes, it was a bad night, but that's not the way we do things around here. So, you know, you can say that social media is bad, but let's face it, it's what's grown our sport to where it is right now. And whether you like it or not, it's here to stay. So the last thing I got to say on this whole thing is respect. Lack of it is not good for the sport.
And with that, we'll be right back.
You check your shop list, you check off things on your racing to-do list, and you constantly check your micron at the racetrack. But what about when that little check engine light comes on in your car, truck, or tow vehicle? Do you check that or just ignore it? Most can't be bothered, but there is nothing worse than breaking down on the way to a big race or vacation getaway. It's time to start treating and checking your car, truck, or tow rig the right way with a visit to True Tech Automotive for a preventative maintenance service before it costs you more than that big race or vacation getaway you're looking forward to. With 10 service bays, NAPA-certified car care technicians, along with award-winning customer service, TrueTech gives you one less thing you have to check.
Get it done right, the first time with the right parts at the right price. And how's this for right? Use the discount code NWRR and receive TrueTech's In the Family Racer discount of 25% off all preventative maintenance and vehicle repairs. Just another way, TrueTech has been helping their customers keep their vehicles in check since 2008. TrueTech Automotive, 6900 Highway 99, Suite A, Vancouver, Washington. Open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 360-571-2302. Racer! Word Racing now has a brand new location in Clackamas, Oregon at 15648 Southeast 114th Avenue, Suite 110, next to Highway 212 and conveniently located close to the I-205 freeway. They have what you need to race fast and race safe with product lines like ZAMP, Z-Tech, PyroTech, GripTech, Armadillo, and a 360 Plus device. And that's not all. Chains,
wheels, tires, lubricants, and the Northwest distributor for the innovative and made-in-America iCart chassis and a new X125 engine.
New or used, arrive and drive, coaching and tuning. Word Racing's got you covered from start to finish. You're winning trackside support since 2007. For more information, call 503-869-4970 or check them out on Facebook and on the web at wordracing.com.
Hey, race fans, this is Motorin' with Double M on the Northwest Race Report.
Oh, I did it again. So we're going to do it.
Hey, race fans, this is Motorin' with Double M on the Northwest Race Report.
So after a long commercial break, we returned. We've been talking for a while, obviously, but no, I was just talking about being a racer, what it means to be a racer, and I've been racing a lot of different stuff in the last month, and it's really helped me being in different, the dwarf car and the KT and the fart cart and just all the different things, and it adds up to make you better. Everything's different, everything drives different. But the end game's the same. You want what you want, and when you roll it on the track, you gotta perform. We talked about politics and
go race.
You really got to clear your mind. You can't worry about what happened last week or what happened a month ago. You just got to focus, and that's really hard for some people to forget about the day-to-day things that are bugging you. And if you want to be successful, you just got to go out on the track and be focused on what you want to do. If I don't know, I mean, I say I like to race because it's fun, but I race because I'm uber competitive and I want to win. And I try to do everything in my power to make that happen. And it's not by rough driving or taking somebody out, but it's by doing your homework at home and taking pride in your stuff and making sure that it's right so you can beat somebody, fair and square, which is what I try to do. So
having driven all the dwarf car, the Yamaha, all that stuff, how much has it helped you? I mean, where do you notice it the most?
Well, I think the KT's probably woken me up the most to being as difficult as it is. We're competitive in it. It's nice equipment, and Alan Waldall knows how to set stuff up and take care of things, but we're also, 30 pounds heavy from what we're supposed to be, but it's just the way that you have to drive it. You have to be aggressive, but you have to have finesse, and that's probably helped me in the dwarf car more than anything. I finally feel like I've kind of broken out of my shell in the dwarf car, and you really have to be aggressive with that race car. You can't, it goes against everything I've ever known growing up on pavement. You can't be smooth. You can, but you can't, if that makes sense. You have to drive that thing aggressively. You have to get in the corner hard, get it set, and get back on the gas as soon as you can. And that's just how I feel like you have to drive it. And I feel like I've finally gotten there. Part of that's I like to take care of my equipment. I don't like to take uncalculated risks. But, a couple weeks ago, it's like I'm tired of being second place. So I just said we're gonna send it, and that's what we did, and it worked, and I feel like I've really turned the corner with it. But the KT is tough. There's good competitors. It's a tough class. The karts are tough to drive. You have to be smooth, but you have to be on the throttle all the time. So I mean, Lippy can contest to that more than anybody. He's got a lot of laps in one. So
I don't know how true this is, Double M, but back when I was doing my late model thing, a guy by the name of Bob Jeffrey, who was at that time pretty tough. He was winning virtually everything, but he told me that you're either on the throttle or you're off the throttle, but you're not both. Is that somewhat true?
I think that's true from my experience. I think that's more true on the dirt than it is the pavement.
Yeah.
The asphalt takes I think it takes a little more finesse than it does on the dirt. I think in the dirt you're at least when I'm racing, you're either on the throttle or you're off the throttle. There's really no in between for me.
Lippy, you got anything on that?
I've honed my braking skills, trail braking skills over the last couple years, especially at Salem. That's helped me immensely. So I've learned a little bit more throttle control rather than just on or off switch. Coming through the corners, I tend not to let off all the way anymore, where I used to let off and let it set and then get back on it. I don't do that anymore. I only let off halfway and then tap a brake to help speed it up, and then I'm back in the gas faster. To what Mike has to say, for me, stepping out of the KT cart into the Predator cart, everything is so much more in slow motion. it doesn't happen nearly as fast, but it gives you so much more time to think about it and so much more time to plan for what's happening. Where in the KT class, you're more reacting to what is happening around you. You don't get time to plan for anything because it happens so fast. I don't even want to think about what it's like in the open classes. I've never experienced that, and there's a reason why, because stuff happens too fast for me in that class, in that category or competitiveness. So I'm happy with where I'm at, but yeah, the KT is feeding my need for speed for very much so. It's a fun class. I very much enjoy it, and sometimes
sometimes though, the Predator, when you have all that time to think, I struggle because like in that 200, I've got like ran into the wall for like the third time. And going down the straight, I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this guy. I'm going to like run into him just because I'm pissed, and the chain blows off. That's all on me for being a knothead. Like, I shouldn't have done that, but my temper got the best of me, and if I wouldn't have done that, I probably would have, done a lot better than I did.
Sometimes time in your hand is not the best case,
No.
but yeah, I mean it. I've heard that from several of my other people too. It's just when you go from the fast class back down to a little slower class, they find themselves with so much more time on their hands, and they race, very, very well when that happens. So,
good topic, Double M. That's so your bottom line is, if you get a chance to go race something different, go do it.
Yeah, that's why I want to
race. It's going to help make you well-rounded.
I don't know about flat track motorcycles, but I really want to try it.
Well, I'll tell you what, that'll make you, it might make you a little braver.
Oh, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Could you imagine coming off of 2 wheels on those things to 4? It'd be like being on the edge of the Empire State Building walking a tightrope versus, being on a full beach wide open, on this. I mean, it's crazy how.
It took me 4 years to get comfortable drifting my cart into the corner, and now you want me to do it on 2 wheels. See, that's just not going to happen for me. It took me long enough on 4.
It is. It's truly an art. Those guys are.
It is
truly
an art. This is true.
Well, our Blue Line Graphics in the seat live guest going to be Dominic Cameron, so he'll be giving us a call here very shortly. I'm looking at my clock. I don't know. Maybe mine are. All of them are a little bit. I've got 1, 2, 3. I got an NWR clock. We should probably do something to raffle that off, huh? Oh yeah, baby.
If it's still here when I leave.
What's a pit clock? Yeah, it might be.
That one came from Arizona. It's got some history.
Yeah, baby. So while we're waiting for DC to call, it's kind of my turn a little bit. Not a soapbox, but I just think it's something that doesn't matter really what you are, a racer or a promoter or whatever the case is. How things look are super, super important. And by that I mean, if you're doing something, if you're an official or you're doing something on the racetrack and you've got a dog in the hunt, I believe when your dog is hunting, you need to remove yourself from that situation so that no matter what happens, no matter what call is made, you want to make every effort you can to make sure that it doesn't come back that you had some influence on that call. You might say, well, shit, I don't care what it does matter.
It does.
And that's how talk gets started. That's how things go on. People don't really know the whole thing. It just looks bad or the situation just smells, and even though it might be 100% legit, the fact that it stinks and it looks kind of funny isn't a good thing. No. And so you need to really be concerned, about that. And that's really all, the gist of my deal. It really doesn't matter what you're doing as a race or whatever, it's still, you don't want to be over there doing whatever it is when it doesn't look appropriate, like messing with some stuff in tech when the stuff's been impounded or whatever the case is. And I think for sure promoters need to be aware of that. giveaways and things of that nature. Do what you have to do to, like I was talking to one guy. He says, you know what? When it comes time, if there's a prize, it's a drawing that I'm giving. I don't draw it.
Yeah.
I'll send it clear up into the grandstands and have somebody draw it from the grandstand so that there is no chance anybody can say, oh, yeah, he drew that because, his kid's class is in this, or, it's so-and-so, It does matter. And it does matter. And once it happens, it's really hard to explain that away. And so I guess what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it does matter what it looks like. And you should care what other people think or are thinking. And if there's a case where something like that, then you need to go address it. You can go over there diplomatically and talk to somebody. You don't have to go over there and say, I'm going to, just go over there and say, hey, I understand there's an issue. What do I need to do to clear this up? What do I need to do for you to put in your mind that, either, this is not what happened, or I know it looks like this, but here's actually what happened. I mean, whatever it is, you need to take care of it so that doesn't fester on and on and on and on. I know I'm that way. I hate it when I think something's off or not right. I mean, it's almost to the point where it drives me crazy. I mean, in the same breath, you can say, well, I really don't care what, some people are going to hate you, some people are going to love you. That's the way it is. Well, I get that. But it's still, if stuff's going around, it does matter to me what people are thinking and whatever. So just bear that in mind the next time you've got anything like that. Just make sure that you're covering your bases and doing what you need to do to make sure that if you're in a position like that, you're not trying to have any undue influence on something that could make it seem like it's something other than what it is. So, with that.
For sure.
And because of that, I'm out. So we're waiting for Dominic Cameron to give us a buzz. I don't know. Maybe I did chat at him. He was there. You know what? We'll do this. I'll call him. Right, DC? There we go.
See what the man has to say.
Yeah, for sure. And there we go. I'll play the intro while we're dialing. Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the motorsports world. It's time for In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics. All right, our guest tonight. He made it for his second year in a row. He makes the A main. His name is Dominic Cameron. DC, what's going on, my man?
No, I'm just hanging out with one of my friends, actually.
Oh, really? Did you forget?
Yeah, I kind of did. We went out for a drive and started listening to music and stuff.
Oh, really? What's her name?
Oh, it's a guy.
Oh. So, tell us how the weekend went. Kind of give us a rundown.
It was actually a pretty tough weekend with how many pros showed up. First day, didn't make the second main, but I made the first one, and that was one of my main goals. I had some fun. And then the second day, I won my heat race, made a direct transfer to the A main. So that was a benefit, and then kind of just played around in the back.
Well, you were killing it in the heat race, right? Because the outside groove was there, I think you said.
Oh, yeah. The outside line, yeah. Towards the end of the night, I started getting a little dusty, but oh well. Had to find another line to make it work.
How mad were you at Halbert for putting you down that lap before the end? Did you go say something to him?
After the race, I told him good job and congratulations on the win.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he asked me if that high line was working. I'm like, no, not really, but sometime towards the end of the race, I moved up because I could hear him coming and I didn't want to get in his way.
That's a. I don't know. Is that a good thing? I guess when you're already that far down, right? You should have raced him before you were getting ready to go a lap down. So yeah, that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I didn't really want to get in the way of anything.
So how happy were you that you made the show?
I was actually really happy. It was pretty tough to make though. I said I had Davis in my heat race and Austin and a couple others that were really fast. So it kind of put me in a
Well, did you rub it in to Michael Hill that you made it? Because I don't think he did he?
No, he didn't.
Wow, that's a big deal because there was a whole lot of names here. I mean,
there was 42 entries, I believe.
Yeah, there was 41 in your class.
Yeah, it was a pretty packed class, I'll say that.
Yeah, man, for sure.
There were a couple people coming from California, and a lot of the locals came too, so it's pretty cool.
So what's next for Dominic Cameron? What are you going to do this year?
I'll finish out the Winter Series and then hit a couple races on the AFT circuit.
Awesome. Are you going to go back east at all or do anything? Or
I think my first race will be in Texas. And then we're going to hit Arizona, a couple California races, and South Dakota for the TT, and maybe a Springfield.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have to set up a time to get you back on once you get going this summer. Sound cool?
Heck yeah.
Good deal, man. Well, congratulations on that good win. It was so cool. Appreciate the shout-outs, the sticker on the bike and everything. It was just super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. As you were. Back to the car so you can finish your drive.
All right.
All right, my man. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, a little tied up, it looks like, I guess.
Busy man.
Busy man on the road, taking a drive. Dominic Cameron, he's going to be a good one. He can ride it. No doubt about it. He can ride it. So
he does appear to be a natural, especially not coming from a racing family. They were sports oriented before that, and now he's picked the racing, and he's very racy.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and if you're wanting it bad enough, that's the deal. Do anything if you want bad enough. So the big news. I promised it to you. You might already know it, but the big news is Medford got the okay to have the KT shootout there. So we'll get to find who is the fastest KT on the West Coast. When is that going to happen? It's going to be May 18th and 19th at Southern Oregon Speedway down at the track there. Mike shaking his head like, yeah, I already knew that. But that is the big news. 1,000 to win to start. The UAS are going to run on Saturday. And then the KTs and the 206s and the cage carts are going to run Friday night. The cage carts are going to do their heat races and stuff on Friday, and then their mains on Saturday.
So when is this going to be now?
May 18th and 19th. Kind of exciting.
It's a long ways, Lippy, from to Compton to...
Yeah, that's like 9 hours. I got some KTs, though, so...
Hopefully you can get Friday off.
Are you kidding me? I'll take Thursday off.
Are you kidding me? We'll leave Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I will certainly support the show and bring down my junk to throw out on the track, and hopefully it continues to run. So I'm looking forward to this. But so how is this supposed to run again now? So it's a 2-day race, but the UAS are going to run on one day, and then the KTs are going to run on the next.
The KTs are going to run first on Friday. Under the lights, the night show, and then the cage carts and stuff are going to run, and the 206s are going to run, but the cage carts are just going to run their heat races, and then they'll run their mains on Saturday. The UAS will be Saturday morning. They'll be done by 4, and you can stay and watch the late models and the sprint cars and all that stuff at Southern Oregon Speedway that same night if you want. It'll be done in time.
Sweet.
Mike McCann, the owner down there at Southern Oregon Speedway, came to the Fullers at Speed City and said, "Hey, we want you to do it."
That's cool.
That is very cool, and I'm happy for the Fullers that they got that opportunity, and hopefully they got enough manpower to make all that happen. And I'm looking forward to it. So I get to drink beer on Saturday and race on Friday. Woo-hoo!
Welker, Zimmerman,
oh yeah,
and the rest of the clan.
Damn, I gotta put my A game down.
Bring your stuff. because we're going to be bringing ours. We got the Assassin, Passanante, hopefully he'll be there. Phil Fowl says, I'm not retiring yet. I got one more. He'll be there. Double M, hopefully, will be there in the Waldorado.
Do we know, is it going to be a tire specific or not? Or?
I have not heard that yet.
Okay.
I think more, you can go to the Speed City's Facebook page, and as I get it, I'll post it on the Northwest Race Report page. It's kind of early at this point, but I don't know if it's a burst tire or open tire or whatever, but it's cool. I know that Sean was saying he was going to talk to Ronnie and see if they could make that a quarter point event for the UAS, which would be really cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and yours truly will be there to call the action. So
nice,
it's going to be awesome.
Well, it looks like I can be in the booth with you on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Then. Woohoo!
Absolutely. And so we're looking for a camera guy. So if we got people that want to help out the show and do a little camera work and you got some expertise, holler at Lippy and I or Double M when you see him and let him know, and we'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, we pay really well. It's you pay for your own room and your traffic there, and we're good.
We might try to feed you a meal or two.
Yeah, we make a mean hot dog.
But nonetheless, that's the deal because I did get a camera.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. Get to do some cool stuff. And
that'll be a good deal.
Yeah, it will.
I'm looking forward to that. I think it's a good thing for the KT class. We've lacked a specific fun class. It's always around, but to have something big like that that's going to be promoted and centrally located. I mean, the Californians, they're going to have to drive just as far as I am to get down there. So sure, there's going to be some people that are close, but it's not always about that. It's more about supporting your karting and your class. So,
Oh, Lori Fuller puts, we cannot make it a quarter points race for the UAS.
Oh, because probably it's in the middle for the two regions, so it would be tough because NorCal will be there and our division will be there, so that'll be tough to make it a quarter point race. They need to kind of stick to their regions for the points, otherwise it might make it messy. And I'm just speculating.
That would be just like if, I see what you mean, yeah.
So that'd be like us going over to Spokane and then wanting to make that our quarter point race, or should I say Idaho, and making that our quarter point race when that's actually Idaho's home track. Yeah. So,
well, who cares? It's a quarter point race. Whoever wins it's going to get to 200 points or 100 points, right?
But if you have two different, I don't know.
I mean, it's just like when Ronnie missed out at Albany and crashed and didn't get that quarter point event, and then he drove down to Lodi and he won that. That was a quarter point win. That counted towards his.
Yeah, but he didn't make it a Northwest quarter point race in NorCal.
It's by region, right?
Right.
Oh.
Two different regions overlapping right there.
Nah, it might be. I don't know what the rule limit is, but or the mile limit. Maybe it's a NorCal. Maybe they need to talk to them for that.
I don't know. It'll be interesting, and it'll be a good show because it is pretty centrally located. So,
maybe you make it a non-denominational half-point event. Yeah. So it counts for 2 quarter-point events.
Half-wit kart racing at your pleasure.
Yes. We are non-denominational. I don't know.
Gotta love it.
Well, any questions from the peanut gallery? Let's see here. That don't matter, Lippy.
Yeah,
Kevin Bridges said.
He would know. I don't.
Everyone agreed to not have 2 quarter-point races in different places on the same weekend.
Oh, well, okay. That
is there another one then?
I don't know.
Where's the other one at?
I don't know nothing yet.
Because that's not good. If there's already a quarter-point event, then we're not going to get too many guys from wherever that is, right?
True.
Which is what you want. You want everybody there at that event, I would think, but...
That's a good question.
Yeah.
NorCal has a quarter point race the
same day. That's that's a bummer. That means Fernandez and those guys aren't going to be able to make it.
Hills Ferry. Oh, yeah. So it's deep in NorCal. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Bummer.
Yeah.
Bum her.
We've still got a lot of people in between here and there.
Oh, so yeah. Yep. It's just, yeah.
It should be a good race.
Should be a heck of a race. Well, and let's just say the KT show should be off the chain.
Yeah, wow. I really got to put my A game together and work on my junk. That's all there is to it.
No, I mean, Rossmeyer might even make it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's coming back out of retirement, definitely.
Yeah, that's too bad because that means Berg won't be there. It means Diotti won't be there. Boy.
Well, and then again, they might. Depending on how big the show's going to be where.
Hills Ferry.
There's only going to be 6 there, and we're going to have
38 here. Yeah.
20 of them up here. They're going to go to the 20. Nobody wants to spank 6 people. They'd rather spank 25 people's hind end.
Yeah. We tried, guys. Sorry.
No,
well, you know what? Sorry's just not good enough.
You're doing a fine job.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's awesome stuff.
We're dragging our junk your direction, so don't give up.
No. And so we'll get you hotel stuff and all that so you can, for those of you who like to plan, we'll get all that stuff as soon as we get it. We'll get it posted up on the site. And might even try to have Sean Fuller on, and he can kind of explain what's happening and what he's going to think with it and so on and so forth. And how many are going? Roll call. How many are going to Salem this weekend? Is the Waldorado going to be there?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Now, see, I just need to show up now.
Without my crew chief, though, so I don't know how things will go.
Where's Waldall going to be?
He's moving.
He can't take a few hours out to,
He's a busy man. Have you ever seen his schedule? We don't want him there.
He's got, laundry at 2. He's got dishes at 4.
2 kids in between there.
Bus stops at 3:24.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. But he doesn't get weekends off? No.
Not when you're moving.
And they're just moving down the road?
No, right next door, literally same property.
It's a big trip.
It's like a compound.
Why are they moving?
Why?
Yeah. Bigger place or?
No, they're actually moving to a smaller place now, but he's just kind of moving over there until they find what they're looking for. He's looking for property.
Oh.
But this is temporary.
So why move next door why not just stay there? Is that not his place?
Not anymore. He's just sold it. No, he sold it and they're pocketing the money and then they're, they're ready to buy something when something comes up. So
they're looking for the
right.
Waldall, buy something with a racetrack.
The Waldorado.
There you go. You can be we'll do a bigger version of Strebe Speedway.
He already had one of those in his backyard. He just never invited any of us over.
Man, we could have had a series going on. That would have been going on.
There has been some late night, possibly beverages included, 206 races on the Waldorado, I just have to admit. And it was a good time. Mm-hmm. I've never seen a clutch glow white before, but we have after that. I think it may have got sold, actually, the next week. So when you're talking about that clutch has only got 3 races on it.
That was 3 hours of racing on it. Solid.
Details.
It was glowing white?
Yeah, had this white, powdered film on it. It was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
That usually happens by the next morning as it sits for a while. But how can you go wrong? I mean, you live next to Stansbury and Ward and Waldall. I mean,
all in golf cart road distance.
Yeah, all in golf cart distance.
Ward?
Jan.
Oh, Wired, yeah. Yeah, good grief. Mm-hmm. Does he come and run?
No.
He comes and watches, probably.
Calls us all idiots and goes home.
Yeah. Yep. He sees that clutch glowing white and says, you guys are all idiots.
Yep.
I'm not fixing that. See ya.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Just sell it. Tell them it's only got 1 race on it.
There you go. 5 races, practically new.
Yep. Heat treated and all.
Yeah.
That white's not powder coat.
Daryl Kessel says, KT classes are growing everywhere. I'm trying to revive it here in the Missouri area. Not much traction yet, though. People are fickle around here. Backyard Battle Down Home Track Series. Ooh. Ooh.
I hear about that a lot back east. I'm just
That
jealous.
would be cool. Backyard Battle Down Home Track Series. Boom.
We're overregulated around here.
Okay, Waldo. That's your deal. Got to have a track.
Yeah. You better be looking for 20 acres.
Yes. So we can have something very cool.
I've heard a lot of good stuff around here lately about stuff that may be reviving that's been setting for a while. So that's some really good stuff that could possibly be happening that people are trying to work on right now. And I've just spent some time on the phone with the promoter of Rainier, and he's looking to do some really great things out there too. So might not happen all this year, but definitely kart racing is on the rise. So
what about Castle Rock?
Stay tuned for that.
Has that been vetoed or?
No, not by any means. I can say that I have a meeting. The club has a meeting with Castle Rock on this Sunday. We will be down there at 2. If you wish to contribute, show up at 2 o'clock and be there.
Where at?
Castle Rock, at the track.
Oh, at the track.
And we'll be doing a walkthrough with the motorcycle club and discussing our possibilities there. We plan to run at the minimum a 2-race series there this year for sure. And we are also working on 2 races, if not more, at Rainier this season. But we haven't finalized it yet, and we look to have that done in the next 10 days.
I'm telling you guys, you need to show up and support this deal. Castle Rock is going on. If you've never been there, it is something to behold. I'm just going to tell you, it'll be awesome. I'm glad there's going to be a couple races there for sure. Yeah, that's going to be outstanding.
Yeah, we are definitely dedicated to that. We've been in contact with the motorcycle club. They have agreed to it. We haven't picked our dates yet. We're just looking at what needs to be done to the track to make it raceable for us, and we are definitely going to be in there this year. So.
Absolutely. And Cagers, bring your stuff because I'm sure they'll make a class if enough guys show up. Cage kart guys, bring your stuff. You want to really open up some legs on those things. This is the place to do it. And man, that's great news. I mean, that's super great news.
Yeah, there's some other big stuff. I just can't let it all out yet. Terry and I will talk about it when we get off, and we hope to be announcing it in the next week or two. But yeah, there's some big stuff happening.
Hey, I wanted to let you guys know, too, if there's anybody that needs vintage stuff, and by that I mean like Burco clutches and old Comets and barrels and liners and case halves and cranks and rods and IAME pistons and everything. Phil Fow has got some of the neatest, coolest stuff. If you're looking for anything like vintage, old, Comet pistons or whatever, go see Fow. He's got it all. He's going to be, I've got some pictures I'm going to get posted up for him. He's got a pair of twins, TKM, motors, super nice piston ports. He's got those. I mean, there's just a lot of cool stuff for the vintage guys, and probably be really good for some of the super stock stuff too.
Yeah, super stock, sportsman class, the Open KT. We're gonna be working on that. That's something else we'll be announcing here in the near future. Is the classes changes to CKA's structure, which is gonna be a stock appearing Yamaha. So you're gonna have to have the W3B carburetor on there, and everything else is going to have to look the same on the outside, but what happens on the inside is all up to you. So, we're trying to streamline our tech so we can have 2 to 3 pieces of tech equipment, go no-go gauges for the carburetor, checking the bore and stroke, and that's about it on the KT. Is just keeping it simple. As long as it looks like a KT, it's going to be a KT. So.
Yeah. And those of you that remember, he's got one of the fastest Yamaha rotary ASs probably in existence. And back in the day, Yamaha made a rotary valve motor. And what Gary Hartman did was he took that motor, took the stock rotary valve barrel off, and used a KT piston port barrel on there. So it had the bigger bore instead of the 50.7 hole. It has the 52.0, and they blocked the front carburetor. It's got twin carbs. It's got the automatic advance on the timing. This motor is Rick Gifford won I don't know how many races back in the day in this thing, and when they ran the Pro Series. But he's got one of those number 27 that Gary Hartman ever built. So it's going to be for sale. There's just some really cool stuff. And he's got tons of used carts there right now. So if you're looking to get in something on the dirt, there's just a lot of good stuff to choose from there. So give him a shout and see. He's wheeling and dealing, trying to get himself a house too as well. So check it out. Check it out. We've gone over. Want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We'll be back next week and with some good stuff. So I'll see everybody Saturday. This is the second to the last event at Salem. Michelson, you're going to be there for sure in the Waterado?
I'll be there.
Lippy, nice. Are you going?
No, we got the club thing this weekend, so I'm
Is that on Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, we race on Saturday.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm usually still hanging over by then, though, so...
Well, it's fine. It's not that long of a drive.
So you're not going to be there?
No,
That's too bad.
I still got my Open on there.
It doesn't take that long to get that off. I'll come help you.
Have you ever seen my speed?
I'll come help you tomorrow. We'll get it off. Anyway, those of you that are going to make it, I'll look forward to seeing you guys there. If you can make it, do so. It'd be nice to support the Salem Speedway. And with that, we'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks, Double M, for sitting in, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It's fun.
Loader, thanks. Sorry you're sick. Hope you feel better.
Absolutely.
Lip, thanks for your efforts, man.
You betcha.
We'll see y'all next week. We love you.
Bye.
Oh, when somebody's on the bottom,
gotta go to the high side.
Please go to the high side. We'll see y'all next week.